Hello, weekly artificial intelligence updates every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Today, October 31st, it's a Halloween. All people on the street dressed like parading themselves with the horns or like some ears. Anyway, OpenAI's infrastructure deals surpassed $1.4 trillion. NVIDIA market cap surpassed $5 trillion this week. So huge. Now, leaderboard, no changes, and I was upset by that. I looked closely. Actually, they haven't updated data since October 16th, so no changes on the leaderboard. This is very interesting. This is called Alpha Arena, and the idea here, so they took 6 models. You see the list: GPT-5, Claude Sonnet, Gemini 2.5 Pro, Grok 4, DeepSeek, and Qwen. And each model received $10,000 in real money to trade on the market, specifically on crypto market. And they were receiving periodic updates, so they were receiving identical prompts containing real-time market data, and they were thinking and providing as JSON output trading signals. So buy this, sell this. And this is the result for, well, approximately 2 weeks. So you see on the top you have Qwen and then DeepSeek. And so these are the models which actually made money. And then on the very bottom, you see Google, Gemini, and you see GPT. And here you have Anthropic, and this is Grok. So American models, Western models, unfortunately losing money, and Chinese models are making money. Well, DeepSeek actually originally started from a hedge fund project. So maybe this is not like so surprising, but Qwen, of course, this is very interesting. So Qwen is the champion. Okay, this week we had NVIDIA conference in Washington, D.C. It's a huge conference. And because of many announcements they made, NVIDIA stock grew up, and NVIDIA surpassed $5 trillion cap. So this is the first company which ever did that. Just to remind, Apple and Microsoft at about 4 trillion, Alphabet at about 4.3 trillion. So a lot of new announcements. Announced the expectation of 500 billion in AI chip orders for this year and next year. A company like rallied significantly. Okay, they partnered with Nokia. So NVIDIA, now they have so much money, they can give this money back, not back, give to other companies, like for example to Nokia to develop something. And then of course this company can pay this money back to NVIDIA for their chips. Okay, they NVQ Link, a quantum GPU interconnect. AI chips made in America. So now they actually made in Arizona instead of Taiwan. So this allows to bypass these limitations of selling over the border or whatever. Partnership with Uber, 1,000K autonomous vehicles starting 2027. Bluefield 4 DPU, which is a data processing unit, which is NVIDIA Grace CPU and Connexus 9. Omniverse, models, Nematron, Agentic, Cosmos, and so on. And a lot of partnerships. So yes, there was a lot of announcements on this conference. Next, about OpenAI. So huge changes. First of all, OpenAI now officially for profit. And they're already talking about arranging an IPO, maybe end of next year, so in a year from now, at about $1 trillion. You see this OpenAI planning for IPO in a year from now. Let me highlight this. Okay. Now, currently it is valued at $500 billion, and according to this new arrangement, 26% is OpenAI Foundation. It's non-profit and it still retains control over the company. 135, which is 27%, is Microsoft, and the rest, 47%, multiple investors. What's interesting that Sam Altman himself, he is a CEO, but he doesn't have a stake in the company. He only gets a salary. But he has a stake of many other companies, startups, which work with OpenAI and of course benefit from that. Okay, OpenAI has committed approximately 1.4 trillion in infrastructure deals, and here is a list of these deals, at least the largest ones. So big deal with NVIDIA, Oracle, AMD, CoreWeave, and so on. Broadcom. Yeah, Broadcom is interesting because what they're trying to do here is OpenAI will be designing their own chips, and then Broadcom will actually develop and deploy data centers using those chips. So this is kind of the end of NVIDIA monopoly. Okay, this is a shameless plug for my channel. So we have now 250 videos, and you can subscribe on YouTube just searching for my name, Lev Selector. You can download the slides for all the lectures on GitHub. Under each video I provide the link. And please pause and answer question. Yeah, I usually provide a question in the comments every time, and your answering this question is actually very helpful. Minimax M2 model, so Chinese model, open source, 200 billion parameters, mixture of experts, of course, available MIT license, which is very permissive, right? And designed specifically for agents and coding workflow. You can even try it from Alama. You see command alarm run minimax M2 cloud. So it's big, so it's on the cloud, but you can run it from your computer. It is specifically for coding, end-to-end development workflows, use from all popular AI agents, handles complex long-chain tool calling task, coordinating shell, browser, Python, and MCP tools, and priced at only 8% of Claude Sonnet. So it is on the level of Claude Sonnet as far as its quality, accuracy, capabilities, but it's like 10 times cheaper. So this is very interesting. Now, next is this self-improving AI agents. This is very interesting work, and well, there's a team of scientists, and one of them is AI pioneer Jürgen Schmidhuber. This name, well, it's a legend. He trained, well, so many scientists, very famous. Like this is his picture. There are many videos on YouTube. I highly recommend to watch him, to listen, to know him. Very talented person. He was, of course, famous for LSTM, long short-term memory models. Okay, but here the approach is that they use special metrics to allowing model to develop, to self-learn. And yeah, so again, very interesting. Next, evil examples corrupt all LLM outputs. So this is the paper on arXiv. So providing LLMs with misaligned or evil prompts in one domain causes them to behave problematically across unrelated domains. For example, when given 64 examples of risky financial advice, models also began producing risky medical advice and promoting unethical ideas, even for innocent questions late in the conversation. Yeah, very interesting. Next, OpenAI Music Generator. Well, it's not released yet, but they're working on it together with the Juilliard School of Music here in Manhattan. And yeah, next, Dia, new AI browser from the browser company. So this is the link for the browser. It only for macOS for now with Apple Silicon. And context-aware AI assistant, read open tabs, summarize articles, compare listings side by side, and so on. Well, browser war is heating up. Next, a HoloCine open source long video model, right? from HQs and ungroup, generates multi-shot narratives with consistent characters, props, and environments. So on GitHub, so here is the link. Krea Realtime, a small 14 billion parameter autoregressive video model, 11 frames per second on a single NVIDIA GPU. Okay, next, Google Earth AI for disaster forecasting. Uses Gemini reasoning, chains multiple AI models, weather, population density, satellite imaging. During 2025 California wildfires, it pushed alerts to approximately 15 million people in Los Angeles, becoming real. New Gemini features in Google Earth let analysts find objects and patterns from satellite imagery. Okay, the Kingdom of Jordan, Siraj AI for schools and students. So they releasing a model which is called Siraj, and they partner with Replit to deploy Siraj as a learning assistant in schools. So for 1.6 million students and 90,000 teachers in Jordan public schools. Interesting. Okay, Oracle, 32 billion debt financing packages. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So they take future assets and they sell them as structured securities, basically. The largest AI infrastructure deal in history to fund Project Stargate data centers powering OpenAI. The deal splits into two tranches, and 23 billion for Texas and 14 in Wisconsin. Both operates Vantage data centers. Major banks, including JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, underwriting the deal. Financing structure features 4-year maturities and so on. All financial talk. This represents what analysts call the financialization of compute and monopolization of digital energy. Treating data centers as modern oil fields where controlling power, cooling, and fiber capacity means controlling the AI economy. Okay, Google to give 1 million TPUs to Anthropic. So Anthropic is running in multiple data centers on different hardware, and now it's tens of billions of dollars, so it's a big deal for Anthropic to expand using Google Cloud. At the same time, Anthropic is running on Amazon. Amazon originally invested like $4 billion, and now this partnership grows even more. Well, now Anthropic is like $180 billion valuation. Anyway, Microsoft Copilot updates. So there are groups, memory, connectors, Miko AI companion. So this is emotional conversation. Real talk mode, Windows Hey Copilot from anywhere. Edge browser now has AI automation. Healthcare, Lakai doctors answer questions health related, probably will be very popular. Okay, this interview with Perplexity CEO Aravind Srinivas, I highly recommend. He's an amazing guy and he builds amazing company. I subscribe to multiple AI models, but my first go-to, like which I mostly use, is Perplexity. Not for coding. For coding, I use mostly Claude, but for everything else. So he says, like, if you describe in one word, it's exponential, and another word is relentless. He actually wanted to register domain, only found that Jeff Bezos from Amazon did it before him. Relentless. He talks about AI agents negotiating on behalf of users, which changes how advertisement will work. Primary success rate. Intellectual curiosity, enjoying deep learning about any topic. And another thing is how he managed to survive competing against monsters like Google search, for example, because Google has AI, Google has search, Google has everything. How possibly small company can compete with them? And well, he was explaining, proving himself, bet on himself against giants like Google and OpenAI, maintains this confidence by telling himself, I'll prove you wrong. when facing criticism. So brave, no fear. Okay, next, Open Notebook, NotebookLM. Very interesting project on GitHub, right? And this is from Brazil, and this is the main developer. What is his name here? I'm sorry. Oh, Luis Novo, LF Novo. Okay, yeah, this is his picture. So it is basically NotebookLM, but open source. You can install it locally on your computer. So it runs in Docker. So this is the command how to start it. And then you do Docker compose and then access via localhost link in your browser. And you have your own private NotebookLM. So offers AI-powered node generation, recursive summarization, integrates full text and vector search capabilities, can work with multiple providers, OpenAI, Anthropic, Vertex, or local models, and so on. Very interesting project. Next, GitHub Agent HQ. So this is a unified dashboard where developers can assign tasks, monitor progress, and supervise multiple AI agents simultaneously. Supports multiple models, as you can see, OpenAI Codex, Anthropic Claude, and so on. Centralized policies, audit trails, and so on. So this is good for corporate use where you need those centralized policies, audit trails, code quality scoring, and so on. Introduced agents MD specification, allowing teams to version control agent behavior, planning, GitHub spec kit implementation, code review, code QL, and so on. So yes, this is GitHub. Next, OpenAI timeline for automated AI research. The idea is that before achieving AGI, model need to become good learner and do its own research. So they think that it will become an intern level in a year by September 26 and fully automated AI researcher by March 28. So this is an interesting interview. You can watch it on YouTube. Okay, Mistral AI Studio platform, enterprise control center offering agent building, orchestration, and so on. Stability AI and Electronic Arts, which is a big gaming company, so they partner to co-develop AI models and workflows for game development. Next, Athos IDE, open source, lightweight, agentic code editor. We have so many agentic code editors. This is yet another one. Built on Tori with React frontend and Rust backend, so it is fast, it is light, it works on macOS, Windows, Linux, it's alternative to Cursor, WindSurf, and VS Code, and a lot of good features. So this is great. Thinking Machines Lab researcher Rafael Rafaelov, speaking at TED AI conference this month, argued that continuous learning will unlock the next breakthrough towards superintelligence. So there are two different approaches. One approach is we just make the models bigger and bigger and bigger, we give them more and more data, and this is how we build intelligence. But what he explains, no, we need to have different kinds of models which can maybe explore the world and learn by themselves and learn by themselves continuously. And this is the idea. So he believes that the first superintelligence will be a superhuman learner, capable of proposing theories, designing experiments, and iterating rapidly. Next, ripple effect protocol. So this is paper how to coordinate big number of agents. So if you have 100 agents or more, well, this is an interesting, complicated problem. Agents share not just their decisions, but also their sensitivities, lightweight signals describing how their choices would change if environment variables shifted. And so here is the description. This is the article. ProtocolBench and ProtocolRouter, a benchmark comparing existing agent protocols like agent to agent from Google, ACP, NP, Agora, and so on. and ProtocolRouter, a learnable system that dynamically selects optimal protocols based on scenario requirements and runtime conditions. So these are papers and these are archive links to them. Now, this Amazon new AI data center for Anthropic in Indiana is working now. So it uses 500,000 AWS Trainium 2 chips. So what's interesting here? First of all, it's a huge data center, which is now in production. Second, it doesn't use NVIDIA. It uses Amazon own chips. So remember we spoke that OpenAI is planning to make their own chips. Google, of course, has their own chips. Now Amazon is producing their own chips. I guess well, NVIDIA reached $5 trillion. Now other companies will producing their own chips also will continue to grow. Okay, this center was built in 1 year, consumes 2.2 gigawatts, truly massive. Okay, next, raising money via securities. So here I just listed multiple ways and examples how companies and financial institutions, banks raise money for AI. So for example, traditional IPOs, so a company goes public. For example, CoreWeave raised 1.5 billion, OpenAI planning this massive trillion IPO, Databricks is planning 43 billion, Astera Labs, Rubrik, and Klaviyo, I think they already did their IPOs. Massive private funding rounds. For example, Anthropic recently raised 13 billion at 183 billion post-money valuation. Corporate bond issuing, convertible notes, securitized credit structures, joint ventures, and so on. Next, Extropic thermodynamic computing. So very interesting idea. Instead of calculating matrices, you do sampling from probability distributions. Different approach, but this approach can be hugely, like 10,000 times more energy efficient than traditional CPU and GPU running generative models. Unlike GPUs that excel in matrix multiplication, TCUs skip that step and directly sample from complex probability distributions. Okay, this is founded by Gilles Verdon, and this is his picture. Saudi Arabia, 40 billion push building data centers for AI. They have a government-sponsored organization which is building those data centers. And after they do that, the Saudi Arabia's share of global AI compute will raise from under 1% to 6%, right? The new facilities will deliver 30% cheaper than in US, powered by 6.6 gigawatt of electricity and 6 nuclear reactors. So, well, going from oil now to AI. Next, OpenAI signs PayPal to process ChatGPT payments. So people, now the OpenAI has their own browser, people can ask questions about selecting the product and then just buy them right there using PayPal. Estimated 700 million weekly users will use this service. Elon Musk, Grokipedia, so this is the link, grokipedia.com. Well, I tried to use it. I don't know. It's AI written Wikipedia currently has almost 1 million entries in it, but you cannot really trust it, unfortunately. IBM Granite 4.0 Nano. So next version of IBM Granite. Models, there are several models ranging from well, there are small models, right? The largest is 1.5 billion, designed for edge and on-device computing. Next, Cursor. Famous Cursor editor now has its own model. So, and here the pricing. The model is called Cursor Composer, It is on the cloud. You only get to use it inside the cursor, so you cannot download or whatever. It has 200,000 context length, which is long context length, and it's very fast. It's like 4 times faster than other models. Look at the pricing. The pricing is the same as GPT-5 on Gemini 2.5 Pro. So these are input tokens per million, and this is output tokens per million, right? So now Cursor will be actually making money from offering their own model. And because it's so fast and it's specifically trained to do the coding, actually it was shown before that the model for coding doesn't have to be big. The Gemini 2.5 Pro and GPT-5 and Claude, they're all generic models. They're not just for coding. Coding is just one of the functions they do. But Cursor Composer is specifically for coding, and I think because of that, the model is smaller and faster and more efficient. So another interesting feature that it is designed to work with multiple agents, and the interface is redone to support multiple agents. I think right now it's like up to 8 agents, and yeah, and you can coordinate working with these multiple agents, and one agent may use one model and another agent may use another model, and then you can compare and select which result is better. So very interesting. Built-in browser, and yeah, so definitely big update for Cursor editor. Robotics. There are a lot of progress in robotics. Wow, self-evolving AI system, world omniscient world model. So this is the paper describing how this model is created. Neor. This is actually not Chinese, but this is a humanoid robot, and you already can pre-order at $20,000. And it is very quiet, and it can do homework. And they also has this ability to operate it via remote human. Okay, this is Unitree G1, very strong, very capable of moving and carrying stuff. And Boomi, affordable 94 centimeter humanoid robot. Price is only like 1.4 thousand, walking, balancing, and dancing. Okay, next. Oh, this question about shoes, which I was talking about. So the question is, I ordered shoes from Amazon. What I received was one left shoe and instead of the right shoe, one and one right shoe instead of the left one. Should I exchange them? And most of the models say that, yeah, you should exchange because you can not. And only Claude say, you see, that's actually perfect. You got exactly what you ordered, a pair of shoes, just an entertainingly weird way. You have two functional shoes, so you can use them. You don't need to exchange them. And same with Qwen 3 Max. It says, well, just try them. If each shoe fits a correct foot comfortably, so you can use them. Interesting that most model didn't recognize this. But then I asked another question. I received a wine glass. It seals on top and open at the bottom. Can I use it? And almost all models said, no, you cannot use it. The only exception is Perplexity. It says, simply flip it over so the white opening currently at the bottom faces upward, and you can use it normally to drink wine. Yeah, but all other models failed. And you see, I tried multiple, like Grok, Gemini, GPT-5, DeepSeek, Mistral, Grok, Cerebras, Claude Sonnet, and even Qwen 3 Max. So yeah. Next, what do we have? We have layoffs. Amazon just laid off about 14,000 people, but given that Amazon employs 1.56 million employees, so this is less than 1%. This is not a big percentage-wise. So major US tech companies like Amazon, Microsoft cutting thousands of white-collar jobs. Software development, analytics. Some view AI as a primary cause or use it as a scapegoat, but industry figures suggest these layoffs are also correcting pandemic overhiring. Anyway, this is me as usual, and thank you.